Hi everyone! Thought I would give you a couple of tips and tricks on how to do homework from Maple TA lesson number 10. The first thing is some students are having a hard time getting the information over here to copy by right-clicking. Sometimes it'll bring it up, sometimes it won't, depending on I guess your computer or anything. Go ahead if you can do Control C or Command C depending on your computer. That will also copy instead of relying only on right-clicking to copy and paste. In this case, mine it went ahead and right-clicked on copy and paste, so I'm okay. But just that little short stroke keystroke will help you with that. The next thing is to find the type of trend line that will fit. So I'm going to take all of my information here. A scatter plot needs two sets of information. I have those highlighted. So I'll go to Insert and then select my scatter chart. And I can go ahead and do some formatting with the titles for the vertical and the horizontal axis, but I'm going to focus on the trend line right now. So I'm going to select all of the one data point and it'll select them all. Then right click on any of those data points and you'll see it says I can add my trend line here. And in doing so, it'll bring up the way to format it. If this doesn't come up for you, go ahead and click on this and double click and it'll bring it up over here and you want to format. Okay, so we have some options. It's asking me which type of trend line best fits the data. In the interactive textbook, it gives you some pretty nice data points where it seems to follow an exponential, linear, or quadratic pretty well. This one doesn't seem to follow them very nicely, and so it might be a little harder to decide. I'm going to give you a little tip and trick on that. So if we come down here to, first of all, I want to display the equation because we will be working with that later, but I'm also going to select Display R-squared value on the chart. This R-squared value tells me how good or how the trend line, how best it fits the data. The closer it is to a 1, the better the fit. So you can kind of even think of it as a percentage. If I have a 1, that means it fits exactly 100% in line with the data points. If I have a 0, then it doesn't fit very well at all. And you can see right now that I have, coming back to my trend line, you can see that the R-squared is 0.14, so about 14%, so it's not very good. Let's try the next one. It says linear, quadratic, and exponential. Since I'm close, I'll click exponential, and you can see it gets a little closer, 0.16, but still not super close. But if I were to only be picking between linear and exponential, I would definitely pick exponential because it has a higher R-squared value. The next one is quadratic. That means I want a polynomial equation, order 2. That means that the x is being squared. And the R-squared value goes to 0.233. So that one is even higher, and since those are the three that I'm picking from, that will be the best fit. So I'll go ahead and stick with the quadratic. Now the next line is asking for the trend line. So over here, I'm going to highlight my trend line, and we're going to be working with this as well. Here's one of those times where when I right click, copy doesn't come up. So I'm going to use the keystroke Control C or Command C. Oops, get out of there. Control C or Command C for copy. Cross our fingers that it pastes. Yep, there we go. Okay, and since it pasted there, I'm going to go ahead, since it's already copied to the clipboard, and paste it here. Now you'll notice that I already have a y equals over here in Maple TA, so if I leave that y equals, the computer will view that as being entered incorrectly, so I want to take that out. Also, you'll see when I pasted that the squared came down out of the exponent, and I need to put it back up. So pressing Shift 6 or caret, you'll see that it says now I need the x to be raised to the second power. And I think everything else looks good. So over here, Oh, now we're going to move to the next one. If you were a physical therapist and had a client who was 39 years old, what would her expected grip strength be? So to find that, since it's not in my data points here, age 39 isn't here, I need to plug it into my trend line. And I'm going to copy it in again, paste it there, and I'm going to use that to calculate for me. So we're going to come over here, sorry. Go ahead and fix that. Nope, it fixed it wrong. We'll fix it later. So over here, I want to find age 39 and then a client who's 10 years older at 49. So I'm going to do 39 here and 49 here, and I want to find the the output if I put in 39. So I'm going to delete that and just copy it in again. And because I want it to calculate for me, I'm going to leave the equal sign, but I'm going to take out the y, and I'm going to replace this x value in here with my 39. Now I could type in 39, but because I want to find 39 and 49, I can save myself a little bit of time by cell referencing the 39 and clicking and dragging, and that will give me both sets of information or data points very quickly. So to tell Excel that the negative 0.0139 needs to be multiplied to the x, I need to give it the operation multiply. And then I need to substitute the 39 in for the x, and to do that I always put parentheses around whatever I'm substituting. That way I don't make any mistakes with order of operations or any negative signs that might have been put in incorrectly. And you'll see that again that pesky 2 came down out of the exponent, so I need to put it back up there with the Shift 6 or the caret button. And again, here's another x value where I need to substitute, and I want parentheses around that x, whatever we're putting in. So I'm going to cell reference my 39 over here, and don't forget, Excel doesn't know what to do between those, so you need to tell it to do the operation of multiply. And that is Shift 8, or if you have a full keyboard, that'll be just your little multiplication on the side for the number, your keypad. Okay, it looks like everything is in there correctly. Double check. I have the multiplication, I have the squared being told that it's being raised to the square, and the next multiplication. Once I feel comfortable with that, I'm going to press enter, and that gives me the grip strength for a person of 39 despite not having it in my data up here. And because I cell referenced, I can click and drag, and that'll give me the same formula, but substituting the 49 in because I clicked and dragged. All right, so here's the next cool part is I'm going to go ahead and just copy these and put them into my answer. So it asks over here, if you were a physical therapist, we want to know at age 39. So I'm going to take this, and instead of typing it in, I'm going to copy and paste, Control V, or right click and paste, and then it says round to 2 decimal places. So I can see the 3 will not round the 2 up, so I'm going to delete the last 2. And then again for the 49, I'm going to do the same thing, copy and paste here, Control V, and it also says round to the 2 decimal places. Here the 7 will raise the 9, and because 9 raises up to 10, that means that the 8 also goes up, so I'm going to do 90 to round that to 2 decimal places. Now the last question is saying, by how much do we expect a woman's grip strength to increase or decrease between ages of 39 and 49? And so down here it says a negative number shows that her strength is decreasing, and an answer with a positive number shows that it's increasing. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I would like to find that number, and I can see from 39 to 49 I am decreasing. To find that number, I'm going to do equals the last value minus the first value, or the later value minus the earlier value, and that tells me that she has a grip strength decreasing negative 3.826. And I'm going to copy this and paste it over here, And I'm going to go ahead and leave it out 3 decimal places while you're watching just to see what happens because it didn't say do 2 or 1. All right, and then we'll press how do you do, did you do? We'll cross our fingers and it looks like everything went through really well. All right, I hope that will help you with your homework in lesson 10.